Qualifications day one did not disappoint here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, ahead of the 109th running of the, I'm going to say a lot probably
before you even go to that. Oh,
I want to reference that, and then that way I can read it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what you said it was a real quick thing.
Yeah, well, no, just for, yeah.
Okay. So
I just want to say a little more for Webb to set it up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. It was an action-packed day Saturday for qualifications day one at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, ahead of the 109th running of the Indy 500. From the word go, action was happening. Practice session early on in the day, I'm talking before 9 a.m., Marcus Armstrong with a scary-looking crash hitting the wall of Meyershank Racing. He was at the medical center for a long time, did not address media. He was ultimately seen, released, cleared to get back on track, and he got on track later in the day. He wasn't the only wreck of the day. During Colton Herta's first qualifying run, the Andretti driver, he hit the wall and had a scary-looking crash of his own, flipping over, sliding on the roof of his vehicle. It did not look good, but he was able to get out of the car pretty quickly. He got seen, released, and cleared from the medical center, and you got to give credit to Andretti. Got him back out on track later in the day on Saturday, and he was able to qualify P29. Incredibly impressive given the circumstances. That was kind of just the tip of the iceberg. Then the standouts from the day. You can take a look at the pylon here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Alex Palou, can you get any hotter than you are right now? All 4 laps over 233 miles per hour. He is sitting P1 heading into Sunday. Looking like a safe bet to get into that Firestone Fast 6. Scott McLaughlin, Joseph Newgarden, Pato Award, Scott Dixon. How about the rookie, Robert Schwartzman, getting in there? P6 on the day. David Malukas, Felix Rosenquist, Takuma Sato, Will Power. Goodness gracious, the names on this list up here. Marcus Ericsson and Christian Lundgaard rounding out your top 12. They will be the ones battling it out on Sunday. So much action. We got to hear from all the drivers. Take a listen.
Perfect run. I had a couple of sort of small lifts and you know, not the cleanest runs. So there's some more speed in it, which is positive, because I think it was still a very decent average, but we might have to go out again and sort of squeeze a bit more out of it.
How were the conditions?
Huh?
How were the conditions?
It's tricky, you know, it's definitely a bit gusty out there, and obviously a lot cooler than yesterday, so it's quite different, but you know, it's supposed to be not easy around this place, so it's fun. You know, it's very like adrenaline filled to these runs. It's the most tense moments of the season doing those qualifying weekends, so it's a love-hate relationship for sure, but I had fun in the 28 car out there.
You talked to Chris Whitlick yesterday. You said these are the hardest 4 laps of the year.
Yeah.
You get to you're thinking you're going to run another hard 4 laps of the year.
Yeah, I think we want to be in that top 12, and I think we might need a bit more to be in that top 12. So yeah, I think we're going to have to go out again.
Yeah, that's what we wanted. We wanted 4 very consistent laps, and I think in terms of consistency, that's hard to beat. So super happy with the run. We didn't really feel the need to practice this morning, and the car was dialed in. I was happy with it. I was playing around with my tools, but they were giving me a big enough window to work with it, and got to give it to the guys and gals at our McLaren Team Chevy. Hopefully this will be good enough to get us into the Fast 12 for tomorrow, and then we'll see what we can make happen.
Pretty different conditions than we had yesterday with the wind and it being colder. How were the track conditions?
Yeah, today's beautiful. It's a bit windy, but it's a lot colder. The track temp has a big play in the degradation of the tire and in how the 4 laps will go. So pretty pleased with that.
You have one of the biggest fan bases here today. How does that inspire you in your racing?
It's big. It's really nice to see all the number 5 T-shirts and people chanting your name when you're walking around. That's really, really special. Every year I come back, it always seems to get a lot bigger and bigger, and that's what we're here for. At the end of the day, we're in entertainment, and we want to give everybody a fantastic show.
Yeah, it was tough. I think the number 8 Junior Awards team did an incredible job getting the spare car back together and all ready for today, and I'm just so happy that I was able to put it together and do my part.
How did you feel about your run out there?
I felt pretty good. I felt a little bit less good when I saw Robert's run, because that was really impressive. But I think we're all right. I don't think we're too bad at all. We'll just try to see how the day goes, see where we end up, and if we have to make another run, we will.
The conditions obviously very different from yesterday. Wind, a little chillier. How did the track feel out there?
Pretty good, all things considered. It was very opposite one end to the other, so it was a lot of trying to stay on top of the tools in the car and trying to drive to the conditions. So it was a tough one, but I think we managed it pretty well.
So you're thinking you will go out and run again, likely?
Only if we need to.
I don't know. We're just not. We're not good enough. We're not good enough on the ultimate speed. We're not good enough on the kind of pace over the run, over the average. Balance isn't good. Really, there's nothing good happening. That being said, that'll be obviously good enough to get in the show. So on a day like today, what we've seen, that's a good thing. The positive in all this is like the race car has seemed very good all month. But yeah, this is the first time in my career here at Indianapolis that I've struggled this much in qualifying, and it's not a nice feeling. But
So you want to go back out and run another 4?
I don't want to. I probably should, but yeah, we're gonna get ready and go back out.
As far as conditions, how were they? So different.
I mean, yeah, I mean they're better today, but it's still tough for us out there. I don't have an answer as to what's going on.
I felt honestly really good, quite emotional. Honestly, first feeling, I was quite nervous. Honestly, I don't know what to expect. I was like, how is it gonna feel? Plus, we haven't driven in these conditions so far with this boost, so it was everything new. And I was like, well, you know, I gotta do it. I gotta floor it, and I just floored it. And overall, my first 2 laps were really good. Then obviously, I started to slide a bit on the rear, so I had a bit of, let's say, deck. Where I now being here, I know I could have done a better job to keeping a bit better consistency, but at that stage it was so tricky that I just wanted to finish these other 2 laps to conclude my first quali. And overall, I'm happy with the performance we have done. I'm honestly really impressed with the car. It was really good.
Do you feel a sense of relief?
Yeah, honestly, when I finished the lap, it's just like I had a breathe out. I was like, whew, like I've done it. Like I've finished. I survived, let's say. And then I looked and I was like P2, and I'm like, okay, it's not a bad run. And then remembering what Pato did, I was only 200ths, let's say, of a mile slower than him, and I was like, Pato has so much experience here. He's so fast. So I was like, well, I think it can be a decent job, let's say. So I want to believe that this run was a really good one that can give us a chance for tomorrow being in top 12.
Do you think you might run again depending on how it shakes out, or are you comfortable with where you are?
I think, again, we need to see how is the weather conditions, if it's going to get hot and windy, and how the track is going to be evolving. So for sure, for me, at this stage, we just need to see where everybody will conclude their running, and we'll see. But at the moment, I want to believe, as I said, this run is good enough to go in top 12.
No, it's just it's quite a bit different this year, you know, with the hybrid and everything, and yeah, just trying to pick a downforce for the wind and the conditions. The conditions have been all over the place the last few days, so tough call, but yeah, we just need to get some more speed out of the car.
Think you want to go out and run again?
I don't know, it depends on the conditions, right? If they deteriorate really bad, then maybe not, but what we just did is not fast enough.
Windy day, at the end of the day, it's going to be the same for everybody. I actually just felt a little bit of a stronger gust. I think commentator cursed myself there when I said that. I don't know, honestly. Like, we'll see how everything kind of stacks up here. I think that we left a little bit of time on the table. We had a great draw and we took advantage of it, and we were a bit aggressive on our downforce setting, which, you know, hindsight's always 20. I wouldn't change it. I was confident going into the session. I think that's what matters the most, really. So we'll see where it all stacks up, and, you know, hopefully we get the opportunity to go out again and maybe just improve our time a little bit.
Conditions obviously very different than they were yesterday. You're also driving part-time. How does that kind of play into going into a qualifying season?
Well, I think driving part-time, you know, at least coming back to a place that I've got a lot of experience really wasn't too bad. You know, driving Reinbold and Cusick Motorsport obviously do this dance a lot more often than I do in terms of only doing single events, and you know, I feel like they've been able to help me a ton, and so far we've just kept a real mellow, really even approach to this entire month. We haven't ever got too happy when we thought it was good, and we haven't got too sad when perhaps there was moments of concern. You know, for me, I just felt like I was riding a bike. I was just having a great time, and a little light on downforce, so I didn't feel super comfortable out there, but we'll see how it goes.
I think the conditions are very different compared to yesterday, and we just didn't quite hit it, which is why it's nice that it's such a long day. We'll go out again and improve.
How are the conditions out there so different from yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, it isn't really windier. It's just in a very annoying direction, really. I think no one really wants a tailwind into 2. I don't think turn 4 has ever really been a problem. We saw the big wind gust from Kiffin yesterday, and we saw what that did, and it's kind of the same feeling today.
Do you think you want to go back out and run again, or do you want to wait and see what happens on the pylon?
No, I mean, we'll definitely go out again.
I think we were maybe a little bit conservative, but you know, we're fine. We can kind of take a deep breath, go back. We're all relieved. We don't have to go out and do anything crazy. I think we have a fast car, and if we let her eat a little bit later on, we can go for the fast 12.
Christian said kind of a similar thing. You see what Pato does. You guys kind of feel like it was a little more conservative than you might have liked.
Yeah, we were a lot more conservative than the 5, but we're in a different position than the 5 right now, and I think we did what we needed to do on that first run, and it takes a lot of pressure off the rest of the day. So instead of, frantically going back and making changes to get the thing in the show, we're, making small adjustments to make the fast 12. It's not bad. A lot better than yesterday, that's for sure. So the wind is a little tricky. Had a couple little gusts that changed the car a bit, but ultimately there's nothing we can really do about that, and it's a little bit up to, Mother Nature, who the Speedway chooses today.
It's not what we want whatsoever, and obviously watching that's not what you want whatsoever. But just really tough run for us, man. Like, we just seemingly can't get this thing under control, and we're not fast, which is the hardest part too, right? So, we just got to keep our heads on and work towards the rest of the day, and see what the day presents us. But it's not easy. This is a frustrating day for us.
Do you feel like the conditions, that just being so vastly different from earlier this week, made an impact?
I feel like it's just us, like, meaning I know, look, guys are struggling out there, okay? But I feel like our car, no matter what, that can, even in the smooth, low wind, high downforce of earlier this week, the car was still like this. It's never really been into the zone, and that's what's hard.
Yeah, it's tough out there. It's really sketchy. We had a really good first lap, but I couldn't keep it flat for the rest. I was pretty loose initially, and I had to really kind of go out of my window and tools to make it better, and then I just kind of lost the front as well, and couldn't really recover for I started lifting and stuff. So, but still, the car is quick, which is great. Hopefully this will be enough, but I have a feeling it's going to be right on the border. So maybe I have to go out again, but the car is fast. That's the main thing.
How tricky have the conditions been so far?
I mean, I think they're pretty favorable compared to yesterday, but somehow I don't know. It's not a good feeling to be out there this year. It's just super hard, and I think everyone's just struggling right now. Like, I feel like when you nail the balance, you can keep it flat. Like yesterday, we had a good balance. This morning was pretty good. But when you're out of the window, man, it feels like you're doing 8 laps, not 4.
Considering a tough day for the team with what happened with Marcus this morning, so do you at least feel like your run is kind of how maybe stabilize things within the team right now?
Yeah, we talked about it. Like, there's no reason to be heroes today. If we can make the 12, I think that's all we need. I think that's the aim now, definitely, because the car is quick. But yeah, we're mainly just happy Marcus is well. Hopefully he'll have a shot here later. And he seems to be fine. I talked to him before, and he seems to be in good spirits. So it's just not great for the team to go through that. I think it's been a pretty tough month for the team so far with lots of things going on, and it's tough every time you're out there. So it's really challenging us this year, but that's the beauty of Indy as well.
Yeah, it was okay. Definitely some big crashes. Glad all the drivers are okay from this morning, and obviously just after us with Colton. But run was fairly conservative. Car felt pretty good. Probably right around the speeds we were thinking, to be honest. You always hope to go a little bit quicker. I think the car's definitely capable of getting into the 233s, but we'll just have to sit on this and see if we need to run again later.
Do you kind of hope you can get out there, or would you be okay just being satisfied with that?
The conditions are quite a bit different tomorrow, so if we can get away with not running, the name of the game today is getting in the fast 12, so we'll see how it plays out for a lot of people. It's obviously very gusty, so yeah, we may just sit on it.
You've been out here so many times, so many qualifying days. Where do the conditions kind of stack up to maybe some of the other qualifying cold days you've had out here?
We definitely have wins like this before, but I think mostly on practice days, and actually you don't really see anybody run. So, you're forced to run today. Obviously we'll see, how that kind of plays out. But it's not ideal, but it's what we're paid to do now.
Yeah, it's very harrowing to qualify in Indianapolis. Do the wins just kind of add to that angst?
There's loads of different things, man. It can be the wind, you're hoping for cloud cover, you're hoping for the wind to die down, you're hoping for track temp to be low, so there's a lot of different variables. I think a lot of the time it's just making sure that you're happy with the setup that you're rolling out with. And I think for me, I was pretty calm because I knew we went fairly conservative. We didn't really, go crazy on the first one.
I feel ecstatic. I mean, wow, we did a very good job to keep the car under us. Those conditions were very tough, and they're going to keep getting worse throughout the day. And I'm very, very thankful that Herta was safe. I mean, that was a big one. It just shows the safety of these cars. But that delay, we have the car set up for that time, for that wind condition, that temperature. The guys spent a lot of work and time, and to have that delay, although it wasn't even that fast. I mean, the AMR team did a fantastic job. It changes our projective a lot. So we had to anticipate a lot different of a setup for those 4 laps, so we managed to make it through.
So you guys are near the top of the pylon, so there's a good chance you won't have to go back out. I mean, how would you feel knowing the conditions are as difficult as they are right now?
Yeah, I think we're in a pretty safe spot. I mean, you're going to have some crazy special runs to outwit these conditions. I mean, it really depends on the end of the day, but I don't think these wind gusts are going to go away anytime soon.
I mean, have you ever seen wind? I mean, you've been out here 3-4 years now. Have you ever seen wind gusts like this?
I mean, not like this, especially not on qualifying day, on Saturday. I mean, that was intense. 1 and 2 is very, very, very scary.
Well, we've always heard that qualifying for the Indy 500 is like the scariest thing. It's like the most nerve-wracking thing. And when you add some outside factors into that, weather conditions, I mean, that had to make this run even more scary.
For me, that was the hardest qualifying I've done. This is my 3rd year doing it, and that was just very difficult. On top of the hybrid weight, the wind conditions, having the short run times, it was a lot of high pressure. But I'm not gonna lie, qualifying day, this is my favorite day out of the 500 out of the month. There's so much pressure. It's just all eyes on you for 4 laps, and every little minor change that you make, it makes a big difference on track.
What went through your mind when you got out of the car and you saw your time?
Honestly, I didn't even need to look at the time. I knew it was a good 4 laps. No matter where you're at on the pylon there, I mean, with those track conditions, you're not going to get much better than that. We stayed flat. We really didn't scrub that much speed. The car was a little bit loose through 1 and 2, but we managed to hang on. So it was a very good run.
It was actually a pretty solid run until the last lap. We're pretty good to go, but had too much understeer in turn 2. Had to lift out, so it was a big time loss.
You talked a little bit about yesterday how the hybrid wasn't really going to affect it unless it's really hot. We have complete opposite conditions today.
Yeah.
How did it feel out there with the wind, the track being a little colder?
Nah, man, it's still difficult. Yeah, it really. I think the wind's the thing that's making it hard today. So yeah, it's we're gonna have to run again. I'm pretty sure. They keep dropping down, but we'll go think about it and see what we can do.
Do you feel like it's going to be minor adjustments in the team, or are there things that you really want to?
Minor adjustments. Yeah, minor adjustments.
Yeah, conditions are tough. Honestly, we're still learning the car balance. I mean, we're 3 days behind. A little bit of a dollar short, but we're getting there. Car is actually pretty decent. I chased the balance a little bit, not in the correct way. Had a couple moments in 1 and 2, nothing too crazy. Yeah, I think we're gonna go make a setup adjustment, come back out, change downforce level, and see if we can rerun and go a little bit better.
With the wind like this, everyone's really talked about that being the biggest factor. How do you kind of try to stay flat, especially in those turns?
Hope and pray, man. We got a little bit on a prayer here. I mean, it's ripping right now, so maybe you're hoping middle of the day, if you get some cloud cover, it dies down, you get that perfect run, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to get a run in. That's our first 4-lap run we've gotten to make in the month of May, so just from the crashes I've had and all that, I haven't been able to complete one, so good to get 4 laps in there, and now we'll try and go get some speed out of it.
How are the conditions out there as compared to maybe yesterday?
Yeah, I think for me, I don't know, I didn't think yesterday's conditions were that bad, and I would say, I don't know, obviously I spun out, but like at that end of the track I felt okay, but yeah, I just had a little bit of understeer in 2, but other than that my balance was fine.
It's kind of relief, to be honest, because we never completed the 4 laps in practice and the qualified simulation, even this morning, so we had a little balance issue, but to be able to nail it down for 4 laps and putting a really good lap, huge credit to the boys and the engineer. I'm so relieved now, feel good now.
The conditions out there.
Obviously, it's a little windy, not as bad as I expected. I think obviously track temperature is still warming up, so the tire starting to slide a bit. But I think it's cooler condition helping for the total downforce, so it's not too bad.
Not awesome run. I didn't do a very good job. I made one pretty big mistake that hurt our average. So I know the average is a little better. I was hoping our first lap speed was going to be a little bit better than that. So I got to go back and look at the data. For sure, we can make our 4 laps better than what I just did. Just got to execute a little better.
How do you feel like the temperature, or not temperature, the wind affected the conditions?
I mean, about how I expected it to be. It's actually it's really windy. It'd be a lot harder if it was north or south, but coming from the west, it's fairly protected at track level. So I think that's getting overplayed a little bit.
Confident you can improve in another round?
Yeah.
We cannot explain why. I was flat for 4 laps with the trim from this morning. So we're like extremely, I'm like nervous now, but just extremely disappointed and confused to where that went. We need to dig into the data to see if there's something in the engine or something, because literally, I nailed all the cockpit tools. I was flat for 4 laps, and we were running less downforce than this morning's practice. And this morning I ran faster with more downforce, and I was still flat. So something's happening, and I hope we find it or we're in trouble.
It was very confusing, to be honest. We've been pretty fast all week, especially in the no-toe. I felt good with the car all week. We've just been slowly trimming it out more and more, and that was more trim than we've been, and it was like 3 miles an hour slower than we've been. So extremely confusing, but hoping that there's going to be some sort of glaring issue that we'll find and get back out there and show the true speed that we do have.
How do you think the weather affected, if at all?
Yeah, it made it difficult. It made it a little bit difficult in turn 2, kind of on the exit there, a little bit of understeer, but that's what everyone's been dealing with. So yeah, I think the car and the balance actually felt quite good. It's just lacking overall speed, which we've had all week. So it's very confusing, but I think we'll find something.
Yeah, great. We've been struggling. Everybody's been struggling with the conditions. Yesterday it was super warm. Today it's very windy, and it's windy in different areas of the track, and the car reacts differently. We have a lot of push in some corners, and it's oversteer on others. So just super happy that we were able to complete 4 laps without lifting, and also with a really good car balance. So yeah, hopefully we're good for to advance to fast 12, which is the target for today, and hopefully we can fight for qualifying tomorrow.
How were you able to really keep the balance so strong with the differences in wind in different parts of the track?
I had to adjust quite a lot with the weight jacker and the bars, but it just comes down to my engineering team that did a great job on having a good balanced car that I was able to be comfortable and just trust that it was going to stick. So yeah, I would say that this qualifying is more on them than on me.
How confident are you that number holds?
I think it's going to be okay for like a top 5. I don't know if it's going to be okay for like a top 3 yet. I think it's quite early. There's a lot of fast cars that are starting at the back of the qualifying order. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it stays in the top 5, and that's a good target.
Yeah, really good. For a first time to be P17 right now, I'll take it, right? Obviously there's still about 10 more cars to go, see where they stack up, but I think it was a good run. I think we're in the show, it seems, which is obviously what we're here to do. I think as a rookie, that's usually the main goal. But yeah, I think there's a bit more speed in the car. If we need to go again, or if we want to go again, we might. I think we could probably improve on that time, especially when the temps come down at 5 p.m. and it gets happy hour and it's going to be very busy out there. So we'll see, but obviously super happy and a great run for us.
How are the nerves, the excitement, the anticipation for important laps?
Yeah, pretty intense. Yeah, you sit in the car and you're waiting for about 20 minutes before you go, and one by one the car in front of you goes and goes and goes. And then eventually you're left just looking at the track and there's no one else in front of you. It's pretty nerving for sure, but you just got to keep it simple. Remember what you've been doing the last week or so, and just take it as it comes. You go and turn one flat. If it's flat, great, and figure out what the car's doing and adjust your tools based on that. I make it sound simple. It really isn't, but it's what we're trained to do, and I enjoyed it. It was a good run, and yeah, like I said, hopefully we'll be in the big show come next weekend.
It was a little bit messy. Conditions this year, today especially, just seem very tricky. We've seen plenty of wrecks so far, and I think the cars are just really tough. I don't know if it's added weight of the hybrid or I don't know what it is. The wind sure doesn't help. The sun, track temp is going up, so it makes it interesting. But I'm hoping we get another chance out there today.
I mean, it wasn't a clean run by any means. It was tough with the wind, but we just needed a solid one there today. We got plenty of pace in the car. We can probably be a little bit more aggressive with it tomorrow. So if we can just make it and get through, it's a good solid run to start. Yeah, really good. I mean, we've run 2 or 3 runs right there. So like since Thursday. So we've got a lot of great handle on the car. Yellow submarine feels good, and plenty of people sporting yellow, which is really cool. They're excited for us, and we're excited for them. Cheers. The biggest thing is, one, the speed, but the wind is so different corner to corner. When you have a wind today like this, I know we harp on it, but I'm just thankful it's not 90 degrees, because if it was, it'd be even twice as hard. So you're really pedaling it out there, but put a lot of trust in your team, and they gave me the right tools today to do the job. Just idea, some balance and stuff, but this is all qualifying trim. Race trim's completely different.
I feel good being comfortably in the show. I feel like there was a little bit more in it. I think we're right, on that. I mean, obviously we're sitting 13th, and I think there was more left in the car there. So I think we have a top 12 car, and I think we're going to go out and try and prove that later today.
I was going to say, everybody in Ed Carpenter's going back out, but you're feeling seemingly the most confident about this.
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, we were very happy about our QSIM this morning. We hit the balance right on the nail there, but obviously that was a little bit too early in the day for actually counting. So missed it a little bit in qualifying, but I mean, that's the beauty about this place. You get another shot at it.
The wind, how did that affect you? Did it affect the balance?
Yeah, it's tricky for sure. With the balance, you definitely have a big balance shift end to end. But that was what I was really happy about this morning, was that the car was actually handling very, very well down in 3-4, and I had to make some adjustments for 1 and 2, but I could still get there with my tools to still have a good balance. So that's where we're trying to get to.
It was scary. Yeah, it was not easy out there. I think everybody's learning that right now. We had a bit of everything. We had oversteer, understeer, gusts, pushes, whatever this place gives you, you get it today. So it's not an easy feed out there, that's for sure. And as it warms up, as it heats up, and it gets windier out, it's just making it harder and harder. So. Really wish we got an earlier pick because of that, but it's I got an early pick last year, so my luck, your luck swings, right? But nonetheless, we're in the show right now. But yeah, would like to be in that top 12.
You say scary. Do you think Colton's wreck is part of that? A little bit of that personal fear, or just more so just being in the car and on track?
No, I mean, you can't really look at somebody else's car and base it off of that. It's more just conditions and what your car is doing on a given day. Colton's looked loose the past couple of days, so of course it points me out, okay, it's probably going to be more loose down there in turn 1 than it has been, and but nonetheless, we did make adjustments based on that, and I mean, I was confident in those adjustments. They were proper adjustments, and yeah, it wasn't necessarily that. It's the conditions out there. You could watch nobody run, and you go out there, and it's going to be not a fun lap.
You want to go back out and run again?
We're going to go run again. Yeah, we weren't able to finish our laps really. I had a big lift out in turn 2, 1 lap. So you got to finish all 4 laps here to be in that top 12. So we'll have to go back out if we want to get that.
So we have solid speed. We've had solid speed all week. We just struggled to get rotation into the car, and that's why, lap 2, lap 3, we've started to fall off, and I had to really, really be aggressive with tools, almost too aggressive. But we need to go back and see how we can really get rotation in the car, because I think that's handicapping us at the moment. But clearly RL has built a great car, a fast car for us. We just need to get the balance right.
How do you think the conditions affect the balance?
The heat of the day, we're lucky that the day's been fairly stable. Track temp's getting a little bit high, but I think it's fairly stable. We're lucky at qualifying today is today, not yesterday.
Yeah, not a bad first run. I wish it was a little bit better. Look, Robert showed he had good speed earlier, and I thought we could do the same. For some reason, I just couldn't pull the same speed on the main straight. And then lap 3, 4, turn 2 was a bit of a struggle. I think that's been the same for everyone. It's not easy. Wind's picked up, but yeah, we've got a good car. I wish there was a little bit more in it, but we've got to be happy.
heard the last few drivers say it's been pretty hard out there.
It's definitely sketchy. I think like every 2 minutes the wind picks up, dies back down, sun comes out, sun goes in, and we're just at that point, I think 105, 110 degrees track where it really starts to become a bit difficult and you lose the grip. So I don't know, it's tough. It's tough. I think with the added weight of the hybrid, it's a bit more difficult, but it's challenging. It's what it is, right? We all have to deal with it. Unfortunately, there's been a few bad accidents so far this year, but it's Indy, right?
How do you feel like Prima has been able to build an oval car for you?
Really good. I've had a couple of differences to Robert. It took a little bit longer to, I think, get the feeling for it, but you know, every car and every driver is a bit different to what they want. And I think the hybrid and the weight of the hybrid exaggerates that this year. But yeah, I feel good. I think we've got a good car. Like, it's clear we're not here to compete for bump day, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think we just didn't really have the straight line speed that others have. So yeah, maybe the conditions were not awesome, but also we need to find more pace ourselves in the car. I was a little bit underwhelmed when I saw the number. Car felt okay. Just need to take a little bit more risk on trim, I think.
How was balance?
Balance was okay. It was fine for 4 laps. Of course, turn 2 was understeery, like everybody's been, but it was all manageable. So we'll wait for conditions to get better, and we'll go out there again later today.
How confident are you in your ability and your team's ability to bounce back in the second round?
I'm definitely confident in my ability. My average starting position at the Speedway is 3.8, so that's in 5 years. And I think my group around me, the team, they can make it happen for me, but I think fast solves out of the question. But yeah, I mean, we're in it for now, but more cars are going to run. We're not safe at all.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, the wind gust is what makes today tough. You know, it's heavy-ish wind. I mean, medium wind, whatever you want to call it, 15, 20 miles per hour. But the gusts, you know, when they you can see it. Like, you can be in one part of the track where it's not gusting, and then you can be on the other end, and all of a sudden the wind is like sweeping you what feels like off the track. So it's difficult to run on a day like that. You got to put more margin in the car so that if something does happen, you can protect it and save it. It's just, you know, Indy is always it's always a challenge. You never know what you're going to get around this place.
Even still, really good speed. How you feel about it?
Yeah, I think it's a good run for us. You know, I would like to see that be enough to, you know, not have to go out. But you know, time's going to tell.
You talked yesterday about the hybrid, how it might not make a huge difference with the exception of the weather. This weather has been different than what you guys have seen. How do you feel like that extra 100 pounds or so?
Yeah, the hybrid, you know, the big change is the weight. It's 100 pounds heavier, but you get a big speed boost when you use the hybrid. So they almost cancel out, it feels like, but the car balance and the feeling of it, just because it's 100 pounds heavier, it just does everything more dramatically. And you've really got to work at the thing to keep it under control. Even especially in the wind, it feels like the thing is a plane or a sail, and it gets, you know, taken out from underneath you. But in the race, the hybrid's going to be critical to figure out how to use. It's a lot of power.
Not good. Obviously, this is a situation I never want to be in. Here we go. Here we are. We have amazing cars out there. Marcus, obviously, it's out there in the garage. Hopefully, can fix it. But in our situation, just a little bit of a drag and not balanced right. So when you put those together, it's obviously the result that we are in.
How do the conditions you feel affected, especially having been so different from earlier this week?
It's obviously the wind is like that. I've been in this situation before, but no question is the same for everyone. So we just got to do a little better job in at least getting one drag out or balance right.
How confident are you that you can find some more speed?
I'm always confident, obviously, because we got to dig. You can't just throw everything up. So we got to continue working. The problem is time. Since we're last one to get out of here, so now I don't know. We have a very few time, maybe one more run. Hopefully, we can do that.
Last few hours been like for you? My goodness, what a day.
Yeah, it's been terrible, but. The shining light has been the guys for me to go from a bare bones chassis to what we've done, what they have done, and in 4 hours it's pretty amazing. And to be able to go out there and just a tiny lift on the first lap on the exit, had some big understeer, but other than that, be flat for the rest of the run. Sure, we were probably a little heavy on downforce, but you know, it felt really nice, and I was really happy and pleased with the car. We were in the show at the moment. Obviously, things can change pretty fast here, and we're definitely not in a comfortable position. So we'll go back right now and try to see if we have enough time to cool everything down and go back out.
How are you feeling physically after what happened?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm beat up. Yeah, it's no fun to hit the wall here, and yeah, my body feels terrible, but that's okay.
To go through that, but then to still have the run you had to get in the field as it stands right now, what's that say about you and your team?
It says nothing about me. It says everything about the team and the fight that they have.
Appreciate it. Thanks, man.
So you got a chance to hear from drivers right after their first qualifying run. After the day was over, at the very conclusion of Saturday, we got to hear from some drivers as well when the dust settled and the results were semi-finalized there. Take a listen to after Qualifications Day 1.
Amazing day for us. Struggled a little bit in practice. We were not able to finish a full qualifying run, and we're a bit, I mean, like everybody, it was tough conditions today. So, yeah, glad that we got our balance right. We had a ton of speed in the car, and it's been great to the comeback we did from last year, I think. Yeah, from both sides, I think HRC and the team. So, yeah, really fast cars, and looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah. But, you know, to have such a good run this morning, I was like, okay, this car is really fast. Obviously, it was really tricky, as I said already before. It's the toughest, I think, qualifying of my career because, like, 4 laps consecutive focus, like one slight mistake and you're done. So yeah, definitely, it was a big challenge for me. But I'm happy that I managed to complete all 4 laps. We're going to top 12. I think it's also a good thing. It's the first one of the team. So you know, we finally got the top 12, and it's here in Indy. So it's quite a legendary moment for us. So yeah, honestly, really happy. The team did a really good job, you know, with engineering and mechanics. You know, everything was step by step without rushing things, you know, making sure everything is right. And I think that's where it paid off.
The team, we had a wild day. I mean, honestly, our first run, the whole front wing being wrong was crazy because we obviously have to go to tech before we run too. So it was kind of a shame there, but yeah, we had to come back, and in the middle of the day, just didn't quite have exactly what we needed, and so we trimmed out for the last run just to try to stay, you know, above where we needed to be. Yeah, I mean, I did not get the weight jacker back to the right position for turn 1 on the last lap, so like it was definitely my fault. The team deserved to be in the 12, but yeah, you just got to be perfect here, and I was trying a few different things to just be as consistent as possible, and just happened to not get the weight jacker back in time. So yeah, that cost us the 12, but a good bounce back for sure for our group, definitely.
Yeah, it sucks. You know, I think from our standpoint of where we want to be and what we want to contend with, we're not happy just making the show. We want to fight for the pole, and we want to be in the fast 12. So when we don't get to the chance to do that, it's pretty disappointing. But what a heroic effort by the guys. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that on any car. Bare chassis, bare tub in 4.5 hours to a complete car. The only thing that we transferred over was the engine. Everything else was destroyed. So to have a car that not only runs but is safe, and the balance is nice in that amount of time I don't even know what to say. It was their day, you know. I think me and Nathan tried our hardest to take us out of the show, and they kept us in it. So
I think we were about to there. Connor just took up too much time.
Sorry, brother.
No, I think we would have been just in there, but the trim level that we're at the end is kind of demoralizing for the speed. So, you know, I don't know what else to do. I think tomorrow is ours to lose, so we just need to not be dumb tomorrow and just do 4 solid ones, and we should be okay. But yeah, just the fact that we're running tomorrow is a bummer.
Yeah, honestly, this morning I came to my engineer and I was like, what do you think? How fast are we gonna go with like cooler temps and stuff? And he was like, well, I guess 2 miles an hour. And I was like, damn, that's optimistic. And because yesterday we've shown 2:31, so I was like, okay, well, And then the first lap I do, I was like, okay, I'll floor it. Whatever happens, happens. And I see 2:33, and I was like, ooh, he was actually right. And I was like, the car actually is fast. And I was like, okay. Yeah, I managed to hold it for 2 laps. Then obviously we were a bit too aggressive with the balance. Like I started to lose a bit the rear, so it was a bit sketchy in the 3rd and 4th lap. So I was like, okay, I need to just survive. I just need to finish it. Yeah, and at the end, I think overall it just gave me the boost and understanding that the car is actually really fast. Like honestly, like going into the corner, the car is just holding on. And I was feeling it a bit yesterday, like from the free practice. I was like, okay, the car seems to be like good, like we can actually push it, like. And yeah, today it just showed that the car is really there. Obviously, we still need to do some work to catch the top guys, but I want to believe that we can battle for top 6 tomorrow.
How much confidence does the run today give you ahead of tomorrow? That's just a few more adjustments you have to make, and maybe you might be in the top 6 shootout.
Well, for me, honestly, it's just we need to fix a little bit the balance, just so I can hold on more safely for the 3rd and 4th lap going flat, and I believe that's going to be a good step forward.
And then compared to all the other places you've qualified in Formula 2 and over in Europe and around the world, how does this compare to those places you've raced all around?
It's not comparable, honestly. Like with Alex, he also comes from Europe, and it's pretty clear that this is a very special qualifying. Like you've never feel the same emotion. Like I was actually never worried about qualifying my entire life. Even when I drove F1 car, like practices, I was calm. Only sometimes you could have this worry in races whenever you're starting from pole or somewhere, you know, just a normal worry. But here yesterday night, I was like, okay, well, we have a decent car. It's my first quali, 4 laps. I have to stick to it. Damn. And honestly, yeah, when you go out, it's just like full focus. Like not even a slight second you have just to relax. Where normally in European tracks or quali, you know, you have a moment of just, you know, breathe. Here it was just like one single breath, just go, and that's it.
I mean, it's really just a guess, to be honest, when you're put in that position. You have to be flat, and it's just kind of a hope that everybody did their job. And I got a lot of trust in my guys. I got a lot of trust in Nathan O'Rourke, my engineer, to set the car up properly and do the right thing so that I'm safe in the cockpit. And so I think that was a lot of that showing. You know, I think for me, this place doesn't scare me. I don't have a problem hitting the wall here and having big ones like today. It doesn't feel good, it sucks, but it doesn't scare me when I get back in the race car. So when you have that kind of mentality, but also you have the team like we did today, and trust in the guys and in Nathan and everybody putting the car together to do the right thing, put the right stuff in the car in the right way, it's really not too much of a worry.
David?
For Colton, a lot of comparisons have been made to the 2022 situation. My understanding is that chassis in 2022 was a road course car, this one a speedway car. Can you get this thing up to speed over the next 2 practice days to make it, kind of get it back in the window of the primary car?
I hope so. I'm less worried about that, just because the window for margin in qualifying is so small because you're just so on top of the track. Any little problem or any little change makes a huge difference. Whereas the race car, you can mess up a little bit more on balance and still make a good day of it. The problem in 22 is we had the floor that was stalling. So, you know, we were only running like 205 in the race, and eventually IndyCar pulled the plug on us. So I don't think that we'll have that issue again. I think we learned a lot from that situation. That was a terrible few days for us. So yeah, I think there is a lot put in place to be able to understand a little bit more a lot of the underwings and front rear wings that we bring to the race in case we have problems like this, which, you know, we've had every year basically at Andretti.
Well, again, as I said, I didn't expect to be that fast. My target was focused, just, you know, gradually improve the car, improve the team, you know, get a few things and also learn at the same time. It was because I'm a rookie, team is a rookie, so we try to just, you know, find some pieces and if it works, just to fix them, learn that that's how it worked. And, you know, coming in qualifying today, the expectation was just, I just want to complete 4 laps. That's the only thing. I was just like, I just need to finish 4 laps, whatever I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be. I really wasn't really looking at it. I was just trying to, get the confidence that I can drive this car fast and have it under control. That's it.
For windy conditions?
Yeah, when it's windy, it's not nice, I think, for anybody. Like, it just makes the car be a little bit sketchy, and the balance shifts, like corner to corner, or even throughout the corner, it just changes. Like, you can have a really sharp entry, and then suddenly it understeers like crazy on exit. So if that happens in the race, I think we're just going to see a lot more movement, a lot more mistakes, like tiny mistakes, and then allowing for a little bit more passes. So yeah, I think whenever you have like mixed conditions, it just makes the race a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's the best I've started in a long time. I'm obviously very frustrated, and I'm super honest with everyone when it comes down to me making a mistake. So I have to take responsibility for that one. You know what I mean? So the car, I would say I definitely got creative on that last run and used some gearing strategies that were not suggested to me, but I just took a gamble and they worked. So that's good. But then I cost myself on the last lap too. So. It's part of the game here. This is so close. It's so crazy. This day was a range of emotions. I wanted to ram my head through a drywall earlier, and then now I'm like, I still want to do the same, but I'm slightly happier while doing so. So it's, just thankful for the team. They gave me a shot today. That's all you can ask for is a proper shot at it. And we know after all week of practice, we have a great race car. So that's what I'm happy about.
By the way, Connor, to your point, this is your best starting position since you started 11th in 2019. So there you go.
I was teammates with Marco back then.
Back then, yes. Bruce, you good?
I feel like I've seen it all in 20 years here, so I just, I guess the underwhelming part about it is if I executed perfectly at a downforce that crashed earlier, I would have been like 29th. So 30th is, not a big deal unless we screw up tomorrow. Obviously, I don't want to be in that position, but we have bigger problems. Like, we just have speed problems. I really don't know. I've seen it across the garage with big teams. There's always like that one that just is like, they change every bolt on the car, and that's how fast it's going to go. So I drew that straw this year.
Josh, time for one more. Go ahead, sir.
Marco, how are you doing? Josh Huron with Indy Star. You said you obviously been through a lot in 20 years, and one of those things is having a great rookie year. And Robert here had a stellar performance today as a rookie. What advice would you give Robert as a rookie as he progresses?
Man, that's a good question. I think trust yourself at this place. Like, respect the speed and stuff like that. If something doesn't feel right, it's probably not. So, that trust yourself at these speeds is always a good one. This place is something else, man. I've been on pole here, and I'm about to get a 33-cent check maybe in a couple days. So that's just this place. It's crazy.
A lot of good, a lot of bad coming out from qualifications day one on Saturday. Marcus Armstrong, Renus VK, Jacob Abel, and Marco Andretti will be your last row shootout. 4 drivers, 3 spots, 1 bumped from the field of 33 racing in the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500. Storylines are endless. So many things to cling to from Saturday in qualifications day one. We'll have much more for qualifications day 2 on Sunday, and we'll finally get a look at the field heading into the Indianapolis 500 on May 25th. More coverage on air, of course, on Channel 13 and right here on WTHR+. For now, I'm Dominic Miranda here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 13 Sports.